Hey folks, Brendan here from Bluelight, going live with you inside the Bluelight Police Recruitment Facebook group. Awesome to be able to join you this evening. Over 20,000 of you now in this group who are active, which is just absolutely incredible. So in this live session, and if you're watching this on a replay, it means you're watching this on Facebook or YouTube. If you want to find out more about the things I talk about, then you can check the links below. Or if you're watching this live and you want to ask for any of the links that I talk about, then ask away in the comments, and please do fire away with any questions in the comments as well. So really exciting, just got back from holidays, which is it was just awesome break. There were no YouTube videos, no Facebook lives, no posts. I just took a complete break from the world of supporting you in the police recruitment process, but now I'm back and it's time to get stuck in. And so what I want to talk about tonight is how one of my clients got 98% in their online assessment center, and another client just reported back to say that they got 95%. And so what I did is I asked both of them, what were the things that made a difference? What were the things that we covered, especially in our webinars, that made such a massive difference and enabled you to score so high? So I'm going to share those things with you tonight. If you want to find out more detail about those things, then of course come and join us for the Online Assessment Center course and the live practice webinars. That's where we really make a difference, a massive difference in those live webinars. They take place every week, and as part of the package you also get access to recordings of previous webinars where people just like you get to practice with me to make sure that they pass the online assessment center. Not just pass it, but nail it. Can you believe that? 95% and 98%. Anyway, so this is what they said in no particular order. For the stage 2 interview, first of all, it's good to know what the questions are going to be. So I've predicted pretty much what the questions are going to be. I'll share some with you now from my handy guide. This is what you get as part of the course. You get my worksheets that tell you how to structure your answers, but also what the actual interview questions are going to be. This isn't based on me asking people what were the questions, because everyone's signed a confidentiality agreement. They can't share that information. It's based on my experience, 26 years of experience of coaching and supporting people in the police sector. For the past 11 years, for people who have been in the recruitment process, for the past 26 years, for people going for promotion, specialist interviews. I've been in the police sector now for 37 years, and 26 of those have been coaching and supporting people. So I know how it all works. If the College of Policing say there's going to be a question on integrity, for example, there we go, then I know that the question is going to be something along the lines of, tell me about a time when you've done the right thing, even when a different option would have been easier, or something about, tell me about a time when you've demonstrated or had to remain professional. It'd be something like that. So knowing what the questions are is a big bonus. And then knowing how to structure your answer is really important. And we use the SAL process, which stands for situation, where you also talk about the impact on others, the aims you had and how you intend to meet those aims in terms of the options that you considered, and from there moving into the actions that you took, not just what you did, but importantly how you did it. Then the result, and we're not going to pretend that everything works out perfectly, because we're going to learn from it and talk about the learning. And you condense all of that into 5 minutes, you've got the perfect answer. Number 3, detail. I also provide the sort of pointers that you need to be looking to include as behaviors in your answers, which means that you score really highly. I know how to interpret the competency and values framework, which means you don't need to look at it. I've done all of that work for you. I studied this kind of stuff, both academically and practically. What was it now, 20 years ago? I went back to university and did a master's in education where I focused on personnel evaluation systems. I geek out on this stuff so that you don't have to. Throw away the competency and values framework, you don't need it. So pointers for the behaviours, all provided for you. Number four, just answer the question. So many of you give an answer which is a great sounding answer to a different question. So we need to make sure that we're actually answering the question that we are being asked. And the fifth point, which my client said, was that the answers they gave weren't life-changing things. They weren't things where they've changed the world. Tea and medals, not required. They were just simple problems that they'd worked through, simple challenges that they'd worked through that demonstrated certain behaviours. So it's not about changing the world, folks. It's about demonstrating behaviours. So in a moment, that's 5 things that really helped with their interview. I'm now going to share with you in a moment the sort of things that the 2 clients said helped them in their stage 3. But before I do that, I'll do some quick shout outs if I can to people who've joined this live webinar. So we've got Rob, we've got Andrew, we've got Muzz, we've got Jenny. Yes, Jenny, drop me a line, drop me a reminder. We'll get something in this week in terms of our one-to-one. Brad's saying, hello, can't wait to start for Staff's Police at the end of September. Awesome news, Brad. You've worked hard for it. You deserve it. Jack's watching, Reese is watching, Gentian is watching, Jason, Josh, Mihir, Olivia, Peter, Simon, Laura and David. Awesome to have you all on board in this live webinar this evening. And please remember, if you've got any questions, please do ask. If you've got any comments, please do fire away. And particularly if you like or love what I'm saying, then please do press that like or love button. It lets me know that what I'm saying and what I'm talking to you about is actually helping you and serving you in some way. So like I said, a reminder, if you want to come and join any of those webinars, then ask in the comments if you're watching this live. And if you are watching this on Facebook or YouTube or LinkedIn or Twitter, just ask me in the comments and I'll send you the links, and you'll also find them below. Awesome to have so many of you pressing the love and like button. Fantastic. Yes, that's what I love to see. I know I'm talking to real people. All right, here we go. 15 things altogether I've got for you. That I've already given you 5 things that are going to help you with the interview. Stand by for the 10 things that really made a difference for these 2 clients who, remember, they scored 98% and 95%, which is just amazing, amazing, amazing. So, first of all, we use a structured approach to problem solving, because the stage 3 written, the stage 3 briefing are all about you actually solving problems. Stage 3 written, it's about problem solving you as a constable in slow time. And in stage 3 briefing, it's more about you solving a problem in fast time. So in particular for the written exercise, we use a problem solving structure called SARA. We actually expand on SARA. That stands for scanning. That looks at the information and intelligence you need to gather and describe in order to start the process off. And then we move into analysis, where we look at things like the problem analysis triangle. Our friend Pat there. We also look at causation factors, causes of causes, and we also look at the potential impact things can have if nothing is done. We look at the sort of partner agencies that we need to be working alongside, and then we look at a series of responses, and then the A for the SARA process stands for assessment and evaluation. So we look at how we're going to be able to do that. We take an approach which is an asset-based approach to problem solving, which is many forces use, or actually very few forces use. Gloucestershire, I think, are the greatest proponents of that. I've done a lot of work with Gloucestershire Police over the years. The asset-based approach means that you're less public servant and you are more citizen enabler. Where do I get all of this stuff from, by the way? Well, I was actually a practitioner. 15 years ago as a neighbourhood inspector, I spent 8 years pioneering these sort of techniques, which led to me doing a lot of work with the European Union. I've worked with police forces, I've spoken at conferences. Everything we talk about, everything that you will talk about and write about and discuss in your stage 3 briefing is based on research as well. So you can be reassured of that it's not just stuff that Brendan's made up. So you're less public servant, more citizen enabler. It's going to score you really highly against the CVF. In terms of managing conflict and engaging with people, we use the CUDSA format, which stands for confront, understand, define and summarize solutions, assess and monitor, leading to a specific result. CUTSA is a non-contact conflict management model which I've morphed. It's from the police service, but I've morphed it to serve you well in terms of your stage 3. We're also going to utilise a vision setting model called appreciative inquiry, which there's a great example of this the Oxford Police used several years ago to tackle graffiti. Graffiti, stage 3 written, graffiti in a tower block. Anyway, there's a great video on YouTube which shows this appreciative inquiry in action. They didn't quite carry out all of my recommendations when they carried out this approach to reducing graffiti in Oxford. How do I know all of this? Because I actually ran the training sessions for them before they ran these processes. They ended up reducing graffiti by about, I think it was about 75% over an 18-month period, which was just an awesome result. And the solutions actually came from offenders. That's interesting, isn't it? It doesn't show that in the video, but I know that because I worked with them and they were following my guidance, and they did it really, really well. Number 5, in terms of stage 3 guidance, we're going to utilise solutions such as participatory budgeting, youth banks, as a way of kick-starting, as a way of enabling community groups to form and then start working and start performing. So the community groups just don't happen out of nowhere. They need enabling, they need support, they need nurturing to get off the ground. And models like participatory budgeting and youth banks are really good models to enable you to do that. It's not just stuff I've read up on, I've actually run participatory budgeting events, and I've helped organise youth banks to help support young people in areas which are where the young people have the greatest needs. I've run several participatory budgeting events. I've done a lot of work with the Home Office, Department of Communities and Local Government as it was back then, around utilising participatory budgeting as a way of engaging with communities, but not just that, but growing the sort of capability of communities and developing community cohesion. So that's number 5. Number 6, we're going to look at how we form working groups within the community to enable them to use models like participatory budgeting and youth banks. We're going to demonstrate number 7, professional curiosity, and how we deal with people to ensure that we identify the causes of the causes and we look beyond the obvious. We are going to look at the use of things like community mediators so that the police don't have to get involved in problems within the community in the future. Number 9, we're going to use the reasonable tests, and there's a great way of wording that in your briefing, especially when you're talking about how you would approach members of the community who are upset about the party, the noisy party that's taking place. That's the exercise that you're going to be doing, or in respect of people who think that you're bullying the young people and picking on them. The reasonable tests. There's a really, really good way of putting that across, which, according to one of my clients, must have scored them well. And lastly, we're going to take a look at things like the 5-stage appeals process as a way of encountering and dealing with people and supporting people so that we don't have to arrest them. We're going to look at alternative pathways to arrest, and we're going to do everything we can to prevent us having to arrest people, especially young people, and give them a criminal record. Similar to that is the 4Es that was used during COVID. It's very similar to the 5-stage appeals process, but not quite as complex, which looks at engaging, explaining, encouraging and enforcing, and there's ways we can introduce that into our exercises as well. So there you go, folks. 15 ways to ensure that you get either 95% or 98% at your online assessment centre. To my clients who both got those awesome, amazing scores, well done, you did brilliantly. I know you said you've already given me profuse thanks, but remember, all I did was to show you the way. You did the hard work, you did the preparation, you planned and prepared, you didn't need luck. Those of my clients know this. Give me some loves and likes if you like this, by the way. You don't need luck. If you feel as though you need luck, then you've not done enough preparation. You've not done enough planning. You've not done enough practice. And that's what's going to get you through this, folks. There's no silver bullet. There's no magic bullet. What's needed is hard work from yourself. Every day taking uncomfortable action that's going to enable you to improve your ability to answer interview questions, to tackle a stage 3 written, to tackle a stage 3 briefing, to tackle the national SIFT. Preparation, practice is everything. You don't need luck. I never wish any of my clients luck, because you don't need that. You need good preparation and you need good practice. And that's what we do in the webinars. That's what we do in the one-to-ones. Be delighted if you can come and join me. Anyway, a few shout outs before I go. Where are we up to now? We've got Leslie, we've got, and if you've got any questions, by the way, do fire away in the comments and I'll see what I can do to answer them. We've got Alice, Jenny saying, currently going through your videos. I know you must be sick of the sound of my voice by now, Jenny, but it will pay off. Amanda, Andre, Malwina, Rhiannon, Adam, Ben, Lucy, Lindsay, Kerry, Owen, Anthony, Mike, Anthony, Liam, and Kamal. So good to have you on board for this Facebook Live. It's awesome to be back in the group. I'm still picking up messages, I'm still picking up emails. I'll get round to all of you, but there's no harm in sending the message again, no harm in sending the email again if I've not yet got back to you. But this time I really did take a break. A lot of the time I'll do some one-to-ones and some work and some webinars over my holidays. This time I took a holiday abroad with my precious, precious children and my beautiful, lovely wife. And we just had an amazing, amazing 10 days away where I just didn't do anything with the blue light world. But now I'm back. It's time to get stuck in. Time to help you, support you, enable you to succeed, to be the best version of yourself you can be, to help you succeed in your interview. And for you to keep giving me the feedback. Like today, I've had some awesome feedback from people who've succeeded. For some of them, I've been with them on the journey all the way through, right from the application form, right from those moments of doubt where they thought, I can never do this. And now look, today I'm getting all of this feedback from them to say, I passed, I'm through, I've got a start date. Awesome. This is why I do what I do. It's just amazing to be able to help you succeed like that. So folks, hope you enjoyed this Facebook Live. And if you're watching this on the replay on Facebook or on YouTube or wherever it might be, if you've got any questions, please do ask in the comments. I'll do my best to get back to you. And once again, check out all the links to the Facebook groups, to all the courses, to the one-to-ones, all you need to succeed in the police recruitment process, right from the national SIFT, the application form, online assessment centre, final interviews, assessments, role plays, entry exercises, briefings. No matter what it is, I've got the support for you, help you through the process. Take care, folks, and I shall catch up with you soon. Bye-bye for now.